Hi everyone, I'm Leena from Red Astrologer. Thank you all for joining me. Today I will be sharing some important combinations to check marriage through KP system of astrology. For those who are new to astrology and have little information about KP, I will suggest to download my free mini guide to analyze horoscope through KP astrology. The link is shared below. Now a quick reference about what is KP. See, the natural zodiac, it consists of 360 degrees of ecliptic path, and this is further divided into 12 houses of 30 degrees. And then these houses are divided into 27 divisions of 13 degrees and 20 minutes. These divisions are known as nakshatras or stars. Now Krishnamurti ji has divided these degrees of 13 degrees of 20 minutes stars into 9 subdivisions. Okay, so these subdivisions are called sublords. You have to understand what is sublord. These are 9 subdivisions. Okay, now in Vedic astrology, the house and the lords give results, whereas in KP, the cusp house, its star lord and sublord gives results. So in KP, the most important rule is the 12th house to every house negates the event, and second to every house strengthens the event. And star lord decides the main result, and if sublord denies the event, then the event will not occur. Remember these points, and you can check my blog on KP rules for complete knowledge. It is always better to have complete knowledge about the topic and then apply on horoscopes. Now let's start with the combinations to check marriage as per KP system. You have to focus on the 7th house cuspal sublord, its star lord and the coordinator signified by Venus, as Venus is a significator and karaka for marriage. The 7th house represents marriage, partnership and dignity. Now there are supporting as well as opposing houses to the 7th house. So first of all, see the 7th house cuspal sublord, it has to make some relation with 2nd house, 7th house and 11th house. Then it will give marriage in the planet's timeline. I will explain this timeline concept in a moment. So the 2nd house is an addition to the family lineage. The 5th house is love affair, fun and entertainment. Then 7th house is spouse and relationship. The 8th house will delay and bring obstacles to the marriage. And the 6th house gives disputes and arguments and misunderstandings. The 12th house gives disappointments, distance and defects, and even ends the relations at times. So now you should know about the unfavorable combinations as well. See, while analyzing a marriage chart, there's 3 unfavorable houses. 1st house, 6th house and 10th house. The involvement of the 1st, 6th and 10th will delay or bring obstruction in marriage in its planet timeline. So the 1st house is the 12th of 2nd house. Okay. Now the 6th house is 12th of 7th house. The 10th house is the 12th of 11th house. See, I told you that 12th to every house will negate the event. So here in this case, 1st house, 6th house and 10th house, these are considered unfavorable combinations for marriage. You have to understand and apply these combinations in a horoscope very carefully, and initially you might find it a little complex, but later on once you understand, then you will find it super easy. Now how to see these combinations in a KP chart. Now here you can see that we have a KP chart, and we have to see the 7th house first. See the 7th house script. Here we find that Ketu is the 7th house cuspal sublord, right? Now we have to analyze Ketu script very carefully, that does it give marriage or not. So let's see what will this person will ever get married or not. So for that we need to see the next slide. See Ketu star is Jupiter. We have to see Ketu from here. And let me tell you that I use Horoscope software to check KP coordinators, and there are many other softwares that show KP charts. So it's entirely up to you. My choice is Horoscope, and even AstroSage gives KP significators. Okay, so let's see the Ketu script. So this is Ketu script. So the star is Jupiter, okay? And now what does Jupiter shows? Jupiter is showing 4th house, 5th house, 9th, 10th and 12th. This is showing promise plus quality of marriage. We have to analyze the marriage from these coordinators. That does it signify marriage? It is favorable, unfavorable or neutral, okay? You have to understand each and every house significance very carefully, considering the favorable combinations and unfavorable combinations. Now, like as you see, the 3rd house is short distance travel. Then 4th house is comfort but loss of love as well. Then 5th house likings or love affairs. 9th house is long distance. 9th is third from 7th, so it will increase the relationship. And 10th house is job, fame and profession. It's 12th from 11th, so that is fulfillment of desire. So it is negating. 10th house is negating the fulfillment of desires. So 12th house is end of relationship. So you can see that these houses that have been reflected in Ketu script is not so favorable here. Now in this chart you will see that it's not showing 2nd house, 7th house and 11th house. So here in this case you have to check it again in the cuspal script, that what exactly the 7th house script is showing, because Ketu star is Jupiter, and can you see that Jupiter is here in the star level, okay? It's in the cuspal script. So Jupiter gave marriage because it was there in the cuspal script. Venus was also there. So as Venus is also considered to be the significator for marriage, so Venus, Jupiter and Ketu. So thus the marriage is shown in this chart, okay? The promise is there. Here we found that this the promise is here in this chart for marriage. Now you have to see that one significate, even if one significator is present, that means it will give marriage. Now next question is, when will this person get married? So for that you have to check timeline and see if running dasha is showing marriage combinations, like this person got married in Venus Mercury dasha. Now since there was promise, so it gave marriage in Venus and Mercury dasha. Else it is a weak chart for marriage, as there is 7th house involvement, no doubt, but there are majority of unfavorable combinations. If you ask about marital happiness, then since there is involvement of 3rd house, 4th house and 12th house, even the 10th house is there. See, the 10th house is there, and even Jupiter is posited in 10th house. So it is negating the event. There are majority of unfavorable combinations. 4th house is lack of love and care, and 10th house is negating 11th house of desires. 12th is ending the relation and cause it's even giving disappointment. So this person got separated in Mars dasha. Now see what is signified in Mars dasha. You have to understand the Mars script. When the dasha changes, you have to understand what does it signify, because earlier it was unfavorable chart for marriage. So now if you see, Mars is showing 8th house, it is giving 511, plus at the sublord level it is negating. And not to forget that Mars is posited with Rahu, so you have to consider Rahu's combinations as well. Okay, so this is the most important point. And also in this chart, Mars is significator, which means it will give star lord result also. So I will explain this significator concept in another video, but for right now, significator is that whose star is not there in any of the planets. Like there is no planet which is in Mars star. See, there is no planet which is in the star of Mars. Okay, so here the Mars got the strength of giving results at star lord level. This you have to remember. This is the main thing when you have to find out the significator thing. This is very important while using KP system of astrology. So now you have to consider Rahu also, as I told you, and it is giving unfavorable combinations. See Rahu's script, it is giving unfavorable combinations. It is showing the second house, 7th house, 11th house, but towards sublord level, it is negating. So when at sublord level, it negates, it causes problems. So it caused a lot of conflicts and violence in the marriage. And finally, the couple got separated. That's it for today. Hope you liked marriage predictions through KP system, and please like and subscribe to my channel. See, astrology can be understood in a better way only if you practice on birth charts, and because every chart has different combinations, and life problems are also different. So the more you apply, better will be your understanding for astrology. And if you have any queries, you can please let me know, write down in the comment section. I will try my best to simplify for all of you. I'm Horoscope Consultations. Check out the link below. And please visit my website, redastrologer.com, as I have written a lot of blogs for beginners in astrology. So take care. Bye for now.